I hope everyone's been enjoying the music so far. We'll be back to it soon, but first, we get a chance to sit down with the lads themselves. The Shillelagh lads, in fact. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good today.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's cooled off again, and that's kind of exciting.
You can say that.
Yeah.
It's the first snow in at least a week.
Yeah.
Energetic in the air.
Right.
For certain. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves for
Sure.
people at home?
Yeah, well, my name is Dean Langby. I'm the fiddle player, and I also play cello in orchestras, and I teach violin and cello, and so those are the things that I do. I'm an empty nester at the moment.
My name is Michael O'Clair. That's my stage name. My last name is Rambo, ironically a Norwegian name. I live here in Eau Claire with my wife and 2 kids, and together my wife and I direct a nonprofit arts organization called Collective Arts. Its mission is to collectively, let's review that. Its mission is to reflect the love of Jesus through the arts, and we have dance programming as well as a community choir with gospel and hip hop, and we have a teenage music program as well called The Jam. And we have this band called the Lads, the Shillelagh Lads, that's still around, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's been around long enough that I can say that my daughter, Olivia, was the one who recorded with the Lads back when, I don't know when that recording was. So if you hear a really awesome fiddler, it's not me.
So the Lads is more of an idea than it is a band.
Okay. If you can place a start point for the lads to the best of your ability, where would it be around?
Oh, a start point. A start point brings us back to Hooligan Steak and Seafood Pub. It's an Irish-themed pub, great woodwork in there, and they serve local foods. Amazing food over there. So if you save up your pennies, you can enjoy some nice rib tips and everything. We were there to just celebrate, I think, my wife's birthday. And while everyone went outside, I was playing on this rusty old piano. And just playing away at it and oblivious to the world around me. And my friend Michael O'Connelly, he comes in and says, "That's brilliant. Let's go." And it turns out it was the owner's wife's birthday, and we brought them in. We sang happy birthday to them. And at that point, we were like, what if we start a residency once a month playing Irish music? And so that was 2010. And we started out with a St. Paddy's Day and then a monthly residency at a steak and seafood pubs, among other places that we started to play. And then we added dancers from the University of Wisconsin. I think I practiced downstairs in Towers with them at one point too. So
wow, how's it feel to be
fun.
back?
Yeah, it feels good. This is my alma mater, so feeling at home. Yeah.
Very nice. How many people were in the Lads at its peak? Well, you did mention it was more of an idea than a band.
Right. It was a pool of musicians, and we certainly had guns for hire. I think we've probably circulated 20 people in the Lads, and at its biggest show was probably 8, and that was for a wedding. So they just wanted us to look big, and so we were like, summon the Lads, all the Lads, and we came and. But the Lads really is not just about music. It really is about theater. It's about transporting people to another place. Everybody loves that scene in the basement of the Titanic. Of course, that's where all of the common folks were, and then the rich people were upstairs in the movie. But I think a lot of people at that point, and that was Gaelic Storm, that was the band in the basement, people were looking for that experience. I want the common people experience. And they had this romantic idea of what the Irish experience was like. So they go to Ireland, then they'd come back to one of our gigs. We're like, that's what I was looking for. So we created just this elaborate experience that people could enjoy. They sang along. We had a lot of improv and comedy as well. But largely, though, we still played some beautiful music and enjoyed time with the audience. So,
Right.
yeah.
I feel like that sense of theater and performance that you mentioned, you can feel that through your character, Michael O'Clair.
Sure.
How did that character come up?
Well, I became the point man to the lads. I memorized the most songs. We had multiple singers, and we each learned the songs, but I devoted more time because I was a freelance musician, and others had other jobs and everything. So I naturally just became the front man to the lads. And so because of that, and living in Eau Claire, I just put 2 and 2 together. So. Yeah.
The natural progression.
Yeah.
I do have one for Dean now.
Yeah.
Were you also in the lads from the start? Were you kind of picked up as a gun for hire along the way?
Yeah, I have. I think I probably only played once with them in 2017 or something.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter played with the lads more often than I did, and at that time I had kind of more of a day job, and now I've got a little bit more time. I've retired from playing in the Eau Claire Chamber Orchestra. And so I don't do very many gigs at all, and so I haven't been with the lads that much. I did for about 5 years have a family band.
Very good band.
Oh, thank you. My wife played flute in it and tin whistle, and then our daughter sang and played the boron, and our other daughter Olivia played the fiddle. And I didn't mention the other daughter's name is Alice, and she's a fine, fine singer. And so we played around a lot. We didn't have too much theatrics to us. I guess Leah and I were both, we were classical musicians, and so we didn't know how to do that. But we played in libraries, and we opened at Phoenix Park and stuff like that. So we were pretty much straight music.
Our bands played a couple gigs together.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
They brought a sense of legitimacy, and then we just brought the pizzazz. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would beg to differ on that, but you were pretty legitimate, I would say.
Well, here you two are representing the lads tonight.
Yeah.
Is it still an active band, would you say?
I would say it's an opportunistic band.
Okay.
You saw us at the farmers market.
I did.
That's where we met.
Yeah, as a kind of a peek behind the scenes. The Eau Claire Farmers Market back in October. I saw the Shillelagh lads performing, and I thought, Irish folk. You don't really get a lot of Irish folk in Eau Claire. At least I hadn't heard of much. So I reached out, and they were into it. They were interested. So here we are. We set it up.
We definitely, I think I thrive. The lads thrives in public places like the farmers market, where there's a very thin wall between the audience. We have toys out for the kids to play on, and it's just very engaging, trying to get people to dance and interact. We get people come up and sing a song with us. It's that's folk music. It's people music. It's for the people. It's by the people.
And it's very refreshing for me because for 40 years I was a sectional cellist in orchestras, and my job was to follow a baton over and over and over again, and the audience was in a blackened area that I never really saw, and so it's really fun to have that interaction because it's something that I don't get as a classical musician.
Right.
Yeah.
No, those theatrics, that sense of interaction and closeness with the audience, I think it's one of the things that makes live music in general, so powerful. And folk music especially, I feel like that's a really good fit for it because a lot of these songs are from, before recorded music at all.
Right.
It was, a sense of, it was a social activity to get together and sing and perform.
Speaking of which, if there's a social activity and sessions, I think are a really great way of understanding what music can be as a means of forming a community. And I know my daughter plays a lot in sessions down in Milwaukee. She plays like 4 nights a week, and that's where you meet up with other musicians and you end up, as she does, playing in bands. And that's why you can have a group like the Shillelagh Lads that is kind of a collective.
Yeah.
Because we all know these tunes. We can read chords. You might not have known it from my playing today, but for the most part, we read chords really well. And so then it becomes a lovely community that coalesces.
Yeah, I think folk music is best enjoyed live with your friends and with people, and that's what sessions are. And so Dean and I actually lead a session, Eau Claire Irish session. It's hosted every second Saturday at Lazy Monk, and it's a public house, so I don't think they card. I think you can come in if you're not 21 yet. And so it's a great place to hang out and listen in and grab a partner and dance or whatever you want to do. So this next one's very special. It's a Christmas session. I'm leading it. Dean won't be there this time, but we're interfusing traditional European Christmas tunes with traditional Irish dance, and so it's really fun.
That sounds cool. What date would that be then?
That would be this Saturday's the 14th, from 4 until 6 o'clock at Lazy Monk.
Excellent. I can also vouch for the Lazy Monk. The root beer is great there, and and a great sense. It's a cozy place, I would say, which sounds like a great place for a session.
Yeah, yeah. Another thing that I would probably plug at this point too. You talked about our inception.
I did.
And that was a very special place, the Garrity Room at Hooligan Steak and Seafood Pub. And we devised a holiday concert that they had like a 3-course holiday meal, and you could get tickets for. And I remember the first year we made the band that we also decided we'll do the Christmas shows. And so we arranged all of these Christmas tunes, and I forgot all the players who were with us. But we just released that 2010 live Christmas album.
Wow.
On iTunes and everywhere online too. So you should definitely check that out. You know, there's some really cheeky moments, some beautiful moments, and then some painful moments. But it's all part of the live experience.
Excellent. The whole range of emotion.
Yeah.
I guess if we want to open the floor to more plugs, do you have any where can people find the Shillelagh Lads, for example, online?
Sure. Well, the Shillelagh Lads, you can find us anywhere that music is found. You just have to know how to spell us. And so I'll give that to you, Shillelagh. And then the word lads. So you can find us, and there's none quite like us. We have 3 recorded albums, and we have a few that we have up our sleeve that I'll probably release over the time, but we're not actively practicing those. And so now live, you can usually catch us around St. Paddy's time, and then maybe a couple farmers markets here or there. But yeah, so iTunes, you can find us on Spotify or anywhere else. YouTube Music.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we can probably start making our way back to the music soon. Do you have any parting words for the people at home? Anything else you want them to know?
You know, enjoy music. Music has all sorts of forms. Listen to it. But I would encourage you to get out of your room, get out of your headset, and experience live music. Whether it's at a big concert hall, go down to Gantner, catch some student recitals. Go where people music is. I would call it folk music, but go to live band concerts where you can interact and you can cheer people on too. It's good for the soul, and it's great as an exchange of ideas. And just want to say God bless you guys.
Well spoken. Well, thanks for sitting down and talking it over to the both of you. It's been a very good time having you in the studio.
It's been a pleasure for me, for sure.
Yes, thank you, Evan.
Thank you, too. And for everyone else at home, don't touch that dial, because it's right back to the music after this.